Hello and welcome back to the final episode of Ace Lightning. This is Enchanted, and today we'll be fighting the final boss. So let's head over to the haunted house and see what it has to offer, shall we? I was just checking the quick save and quick load buttons because I knew I would need them. This fight isn't hard, but it is mildly annoying. It's not hard when you work out the trick, but even then there's a few cheap shots.
The final piece of the amulet.
Not so fast, Ace Lightning. Okay, boys, he's all yours. You're no match for Anvil and Pigface.
Yeah, the real final boss, along with Lord Fear, is these two. Or are these two, rather, Anvil and Pigface, who are distractions, basically. A rhino and a pig that just want to keep you down.
This is gonna be so easy.
The trick here is use the gun to take down Pigface because he's really fast and will otherwise very likely hit you. And then use melee to take down Anvil to avoid wasting ammo, because we'll need the ammo for this guy when he shows up his face. Then he attacks us once and then drops his shield. And when he drops his shield we can finally hit him. Happily, if you look at the health bar, it seems like he either takes multiple hits if he's quick enough, or he has lower overall health than the other bosses. Yeah, I do save scum in this fight because it's kind of necessary, because there are a few cheap shots, especially later on. We'll see that later. Because it does evolve beyond just fighting these two and then hitting him. That kind of thing's annoying though, when you just kind of miss because they're in the way. That can really suck. As you can see, Pigface is really fast, so you really need to be on the ball there. The best bet for him is to quickly jump as soon as you see him coming up behind you, so he goes right underneath you, and then hit him from behind. There we go. Hit him again. And yeah, that kind of thing, that can be quite difficult to avoid because he is very fast. So of course I loaded state here because I didn't want to lose health that early in the fight. They want to get a bit more cavalier about it, so don't worry about that. But at this early stage, getting hit that badly can be really nasty. That's how you really meant to avoid him.
Him. Eradicate that lightning knight.
There's quite the portraits around the area are actually the four of the bosses. Like I just glimpsed the rat there. There's Googler on the left. I believe it is anyway. It's kind of hard to tell because you can't really get a good look at them, but I think that's what's going on there. But yeah, this fight's somewhat repetitive, which is a shame, but it does mix it up later on, very slightly. When we get down to a certain amount of health, an extra complication will be added to the fight. That is what the complication is, you see? There is now a new player to the game. It's hard to tell right now, but I believe at this point Lady Illusion has actually joined us. She is now on the balcony firing at us with that big ball she has there. And that's where the cheap shots can come in. Because avoiding her attacks, because they come from largely off screen, can be quite difficult. As long as you just keep moving though, it's generally okay. Just keep jumping and moving, and generally her shots will just avoid you. And yeah, later on she'll even come down to our level, so we'll be able to actually see her in the fight, in her own red aura, which means we of course can't hurt her. But yeah, that hit I decided to keep, because I'm already halfway through the fight, so that's not so bad. Well yeah, Lord Fear himself isn't particularly dangerous. The most dangerous part of this fight are Lady Illusion and Pigface, because they are fast. Pigface is fast, Lady Illusion is unpredictable. By unpredictable I mean you always know what she's going to do, it's just when she's going to do it is the tricky part there. But she's just constantly fighting. Look, there she is in our arena now. Now she's actually taking up space that should be taken up by these two idiots. But yeah.
Tiny mind.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Thank goodness for the, oops, blocking. But I'm pretty close to winning this fight anyway, so I decided to accept that hit and just move on.
Get up.
Gotcha, Fear. Too many burgers, pal.
You can never have too many burgers, Ace.
Anvil will handle this.
Alright, I guess 4 will be too many.
Match for Anvil and Pigface.
3's pushing it. 2's a meal. But yeah, we're very nearly done. Just, I believe, a couple more hits to go, and then we're pretty much done. So yeah, overall, the game isn't honestly that bad. There's some interesting design aspects to it, speaking overall. I'm doing this now because the final credits are, of course, to the usual music, and that is really loud. But overall, it's not that bad a game. It's pretty bad. The game does not control well at all. You kind of have to learn how to fight the controls to play the game properly. But the lock-on does help quite a lot. It makes it at least playable, if a little frustrating at times. Well, it makes it less frustrating, being able to lock on.
So easy.
And the bosses are at least interesting. There's enough variation in them that it keeps things fresh for each boss. You don't really feel like you're fighting the same thing over and over again. For example, with Dirty Rat's gimmick being a little bit stupid, but at least it's a thing. It's something different. And it's even introducing us to this mechanic as well, with the bosses having the big old impenetrable bubble thing. It's kind of like an introduction to that idea. And I'm okay with that as a result, so...
No!
But there we are. We've beaten, the guy. Almost called him Lord Lost. That's a completely different series. But it's time for us to gather our final piece of the amulet and finally defeat him. And have beaten Ace Lightning. Wrong way.
Yes, another piece of the amulet is
Lord
mine.
Fear. So let's enjoy our ending cutscene, shall we? And I'll see you next time for the next LP. Goodbye.
No! No, Ace Lightning! You have defeated me!
Thanks, Fear. The final piece of the amulet. Well, Lord Fear, I don't believe this dimension is big enough for the both of us. And it's time to say goodbye to you.
Till the next time, Lightning!
I'll be waiting, Fear. I'll be waiting.